Hey guys, welcome back. Origami here, bringing you another one of our live deck profiles. Today we're actually going over Blacephalon, the non-GX one. This is actually really cool. We have these really two almost meta-defining, or probably even meta-defining decks profiling today and tomorrow, tomorrow being Gardevoir Sylveon. So before we get into the video, don't forget to drop a like, you already know why. Subscribe, share, all that good jazz. And as a couple question day for a chance to win a couple of codes, thanks to our sponsors at Guardian Gaming. Which one do you like more? After we showcase the deck, let me know what you like more. The Blacephalon that's non-GX or the GX Blacephalon. They both have their merits. The GX Blacephalon is a lot more consistent with Naganadels and stuff like that. You have access to abilities, treasure for board support. Overall, it's easier to draw in that deck, stuff like that. Excuse me. Well, Blacephalon is a non-GX attacker, a little bit less consistent, but a powerful non-GX attacker nonetheless. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. And before we get into the video, do all this stuff, let's go over the deck. So we're playing 4 Blacephalon here. Really cool card. Non-GX, 120 HP, Ultra Beast. The HP is kind of low, retreat cost is kind of awkward, no resistance, but it's got really powerful attacks to make up for it. We have Blazer over here, which flip over a prize card. If it's a fire energy, you do 50 more damage, so that's really strong. But the cool thing is the prize card stays flipped over, so you can actually decide if you want to take those cards as prizes later in the game. So it comes with its own benefits, obviously. I think you can use Blacephalon GX's GX attack to discard it if it's a fire energy, and then because you know it's a fire energy, you can immediately attach it, so that's kind of cool. Oh, and then we should probably go over the actual meat and potatoes. Flame Ball Circuit, 50 damage, discard as many fire energies from your hand as you like. This attack does 50 damage for each card you discard that way. So obviously that can rack up pretty nicely combined with Fiery Flint and Fire Crystal and things like that. It's gonna hit huge numbers once you set up your board. So it's really, really cool. I like it for that reason. And as far as that goes, that's it for attackers. You could always play that Dragon type Turtonator that does 50 damage for each energy you discard off the board. Excuse me, guys. With access to Welder, you're going to be attaching a lot of energies on the board anyway, so if you want another attacker, you could play like 1 or 2 of those. You could always play the Blacephalon GX. It does the same thing, but instead of discarding them, puts them in the lost zone. So I don't actually like the Blacephalon in this deck because you want to put them in the discard pile to get back, not the lost zone, but you have access to Blacephalon's GX attack if you just want to take a prize. It's always nice to play that down and then just take a prize for game, things like that. So you have access to pretty useful stuff. And we're going to be playing a 2-2 line of Salandit, Salazzle. I don't really know which Salandit I like more. They're both the same, right? This one does 10, this one does 20. And if your active Pokemon is poison, the attack does 40 more damage. So this was probably not good. You probably want to play this one. I was playing Poipole in this deck. No, why did I? No, you know what? Forget anything. This is supposed to go in the regular Blacephalon deck, not Blacephalon attacking. So play this Salandit. It doesn't really matter either way. You should not be attacking with this unless you like losing the game, so it doesn't matter. But they're both 70 HP. I guess that's all that really matters. But more importantly, we got Salazzle here. The main reason why we're playing Salazzle is for the ability. Once during your turn, you may discard a fire energy if you from your hand, then draw 3 cards. Because you're not really playing draw supporters in this deck, you're mainly playing Welder. Salazzle comes into play to help you draw an extra 3 turns pretty much every turn because you're able to get those fire energies back into your hand anyways. But that's it for the Pokemon line, a simple 6 Pokemon. Like I said, if you want to add more Pokemon like Turtonator, I think Turtonator is like the best option you have. I don't know many other non-GX fire type attackers that actually do a lot of damage that could help you out, but honestly, I'm just okay with playing the 4 Blacephalon. The only reason why I would want the Turtonator is there's not really a reason. I guess if we're playing at Sceptile. But then you can just attack with Salazzle, I guess. I don't know. That's it for Pokemon. We're just going to keep it at that. And now we're going to go over the items because there's quite a few items in this deck that I want to go over. Now, I'm playing 4 Ultra Ball. If you don't play the Salazzle, you could get away with no Ultra Ball, maybe even some Cynthias instead. But we're playing the Salazzle, so I want to make sure that we have ways to get the Salazzle. So that's why we're playing the 4 Ultra Ball. But like I said, you don't really necessarily need them because they're only there to get you Salazzle. I remember there were some decks I've been looking up online that in Japan the Japanese players, if you're not playing Salazzle, they just play maybe 1 or 2 Nest Balls just to help you get a bunch of Blacephalons on the board, as well as Ultra Space. But I like the Salazzle. I think Salazzle is really, really nice in this deck. I don't know what other consistency card I would throw into this deck. You don't want to discard your hand because you want to keep fire energies in your hand, so you're probably not playing Zebstrika. You're not playing Lily because you're going to have a bunch of fire energies in your hand before you attack. You're not playing Erica. because you're going to have, once again, too many cards in your hand. You're not playing Cydia because you don't want to shuffle the energies back into your hand. So obviously draw spores are kind of weird in this deck. So that's why I like the Salazzle the most. I was honestly thinking about going up to a 3-3 line because that's how powerful it is in this deck, because you can just reuse the ability over and over again. So that might be something worth considering as a 3-3 line. The problem with playing a 3-3 line is that you're not going to lead Blacephalon nearly as much. Leading Salazzle, although it's not, leading Salazzle, although it's not a big deal, is pretty annoying sometimes. You could also play in a Ditto Muck and maybe even a Grimer as well. But then the reason why I'm not doing that is because in, oh, excuse me guys. Sorry, it's still early in the morning, so my throat's all clogged. But the reason why I'm not doing that is because in Blacephalon GX, you're playing 4 treasures, maybe even a couple nest balls. But in this deck, you're not playing any treasure. So it's a little bit more difficult to get up the guaranteed Ditto and Grimer turn 1, so your opponent can't just Guzma knock out one of them. And also, if you lead Grimer, it's really, really, really annoying because you never want to lead things that have more than a 1 retreat if you're not going to be attacking with that Pokemon. So maybe you can play like a single Ditto and a Grimer and a Muck, and then just like hope you can find it. But once again, because you're not drawing nearly as much in this deck, you're probably not going to find them. So that's why I decided to cut them out quickly. Same with Marshadow too. We're not playing treasure. We're literally only playing 4 Ultra Ball, and we're not drawing that much. So finding these cards are going to be a little bit more difficult. We are playing 4 Fiery Flints. Man, I'm so sorry, guys. Ugh. 4 Fiery Flints because it gets you the energies into your hand. That's ridiculous. You know these Fiery Flint secret rares went from like $5 to $20 overnight? It's ridiculous. 4 fire energies into your hand by discarding 2 cards. Really easy to do. You can even discard fire energies to get more fire energies. I mean, if you get 4 fire energies into your hand and you're attacking with those 4 fire energies, you're hitting 200 damage. So Fiery Flint's kind of big in this deck. I am playing 4 B-Strings. To be 100% honest, guys, you don't actually need 4 B-Strings in this deck. You could probably get away with 3 or even 2 because like all the energies are going into your hand or are going to be in the discard pile. So by the time your B-String turns are active, you're not getting that many energies and you don't really care anyways. So honestly, this is one of the few decks where one of the few Ultra Beast decks where I'm just like, you can get away with not playing any B-Strings. When I'm playing them because consistency's sake, I don't really know what else to add over it. So we're just kind of sticking with it for now. 4 Pokegears. We're not playing Lelia, obviously, so Pokegear can help you find your supporters. And then more new trainer cards. We have 4 Flame Crystal. Put 3 fire energies from your discard pile into your hand. That's how you recover energies in this deck. Very simple, very easy. But obviously 4 is not enough, so we're playing also 3 energy retrievals as well. If you wanted to cut a B-String for another energy retrieval, and maybe even 1 more B-String for a energy recycler, you're never gonna have that many energies in your discard pile. I mean, realistically, you only want to put like 5, 6 in your hand. 6 is 300, right? So like at most you want to have 6 in your hand at one time. And because you play so many energies, you don't need to worry about playing these every turn. You're gonna hoard them as you play the game, and you don't have to discard all your energies at once. You can keep some energies in your hand if you want to. And as far as our one of item cards, 1 Field Blower. I found Field Blower to be pretty useful against Lucario Melmetal because they're really, really tanky and they rely on the Frying Pan to deny knockouts and then OHKO you in return. So I like the Field Blower a lot for that reason. I was playing 2 in this deck, cut it down to 1. Just I wanted to really add a Pal Pad in this deck so we could reuse our Welder throughout the game. That's the main reason why I cut it down to 1. And then 1 Rescue Stretcher as well. Get those Blacephalons back in your deck and then get them back out with Ultra Space and stuff. But there's a lot of items in this deck, but that's gonna be it for the item cards. Let's move on to these supporters, which are not very many in this deck. Like I said earlier, we're gonna be relying on Welder. So all we're really playing in this deck is 4 Welder and 3 Guzma. That's it. Like I said, there's no other draw supporter in this deck I really like. Maybe if you want to, you can add a couple Lily just to try to get a turn 1 Lily. But turn 1 Welder seems to be doing the job just fine. I mean, Welder means you draw 3 anyways, so it's not that bad. The main thing about this deck is you want to try to set up Salazzle and also spam Welder over and over again, which is where the Pal Pad comes into play. If you want to add more Pal Pad, to reuse Welder, I mean, that's not bad either. And this for stadiums, 3 Ultra Space, pretty high count because like I said, you want to be finding and spamming your Blacephalons on board, and Heat Factory as another way to help you draw as well. One card that could be nice in this deck too is Lucia because it gets you your Heat Factory and your Beast Energy. So that helps you actually draw a little bit more, something to keep in mind. And then 1 Beast Energy and then quite a few energies, 4, 8, 12, 14. I thought I was playing 15, but I'm playing 14. You can play 15th energy if you want. I guess Blacephalon's my 15th energy. This keeps me really consistent. 14 energies feels like it's enough for me to take those big knockouts without having to clog up my deck horribly. It's actually the same number I play in Blacephalon GX and it works there, so why doesn't it work here? You know what I'm saying? Obviously, there's a lot of Japanese decks that play like 18 energies, 18 fire energies outside the beast energy. So if you want to go more that route, feel free to. I don't hate the idea either, but that's gonna be the deck list, guys. Fairly simple. You have good matchups across the board. Against non-GX decks, you're actually saving a lot of resources by not discarding too much. And against GX decks, you can obviously take those big knockouts really easily and just go ahead in the prize trade. Like I said, it's just so easy to get those energies into your hand between drawing them, between fiery flints. Another card you can just throw in this deck, just because you know, is one of the best cards in the game is Order Pad. Look at all these items you can grab, man. Order Pad is king. Order Pad is king. Something good, some ideas, because Order Pad's the best card. As you guys know, I'm an Order Pad enthusiast and an Order Pad apologist. That's gonna be the deck, guys. We're gonna call it there. Don't forget to drop a like if you haven't already. Let me know in the comments down below whether you like this deck more or whether you like Blacephalon GX more. Obviously, you don't really know because you haven't actually playtested this deck, but I know there's a lot of people out there that do playtest the decks before they come out, just like I do. So those of you that have playtested it, let me know in the comments. I personally think I still like Blacephalon GX more, but obviously there's a lot of merits of playing that Blacephalon as well. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.